Yes, people, welcome to Jamaica Young Police Channel, where an ex-detective constable speak to the young members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Jamaican people. I am not doing this to make money or advance any agenda, political or otherwise, but to help my fellow young, decent, honest, ethical, and hardworking police officers to open their eyes what's going on in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Those who knew me, whether you work with me or not, know that one thing about me is that I hate thieving police officers. Let me repeat myself. I hate thieving police officers. And I will continue to beat the drum against them because these are people who give the police force a bad name. And there are a lot of them inside the police force. And the most important thing you must note, young police officers, these are people who have rank. They have power, they have influence. But one thing, they don't have any character or credibility. I have known people who are dons, killers, and they are proud. People, who are drug dealers, they are done and they are killers. They are telling, yes, I am a don, or I was a don, or yeah, I am a killer. Plenty of them, will live a foreign, they will say, oh, I'm a killer. Or people who live in foreign and they are drug dealers. They're not afraid to tell people that, yes, I am a drug dealer because it's something that is acceptable in a Jamaican society. So you have to understand that. So if a police officer was a thief, why are you offended if you are a known thief and I call you out there? So yes, you know, um, Derek Knight, OC Clappy Knight, OC Arsmouth, he's a thief, or Donovan O'Connor, OC Up, OC one of they are thieves, or even the police officer that they murdered last year, Ricky Bailey. He was a coot, You understand? But as I said to you, after I do this video, I will address Ricky Bailey, the coot, because it was his friends that murdered him. You understand what I'm saying? Because if a man was a thief when he was a police, and when he left the force and he doesn't change his way, he still is going to thief. That's because he's a thief. You understand what I'm saying? So I'll address that in the next video. I can promise all my viewers and avid subscriber who has been listening to me for nearly 2 years now. So it's beyond logic. If you were a thieving police officer and people call you that you're a thief and you get offended, I don't see the logic in that. You're supposed to be proud. Yes, I am a thief and I rob people with cocaine, or I rob people, or I sell cases. You are just thieving police. Nothing is wrong with that. Or you're going to feel offended. What you want me to say, oh, well, these police officers, they are not coke robbers, they are good police officers and they are saints. And no, I am not going to do that. But anyway, the reason why I haven't made any more videos, I have to tell you about the different types of police. So today is Sunday, February 7th, 2021, and now it's 6:15 p.m. So today I am going to tell you about 9 types of police officers in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Let me repeat myself. There are 9 types of police officers in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And some of them are going to be upset. But as usual, guess what? I don't care because I have to tell you about these 9 types of police officers serving in Jamaica Constabulary Force. And you did not know that they existed until now because you are not aware of your surroundings. So I am going to educate you about them. 1. Most people, they are afraid of this topic. I don't know for what. Because we cannot either put your head under the sun. But these are people and they are a part of the Jamaican Constabulary Force and part of the Jamaican society. You understand? So in Jamaica, so let's put it like this. We'll call them the gays, bisexual, and transgender people. Yeah, we have some of our members in the police force that we know that they are, nobody don't care about them. Then two, you have the licky police officers. Three, you have the beggy police officer. Yeah, like people, get the people of beggy. You have police who are like that. Four, you have the thieving police officers. Five, you have the waster police officer. Six, you have the educators who are police officers. All they do is go to school. They don't do no police work. Five, you have the bad mind police officers. That's seven. Seven is the bad mind police officers. Eight, you have the political activist police officers. Like, the so-called police officers, them all is. But I'll go in there. But they are political activists. They are not police. They don't have on a uniform. Nine, you have the crime fighters, who are the police officers who respect their oath of office and are not beholden to anyone but the Constitution of Jamaica. So, informer works mostly when the information received by decent police officers. But let's not forget that there are 9 types of police officers in the police force. LGBT, licky, beggy, thieving, waster, the educators, the bad mind police officers, the political activists, then the good crime fighters who are honest, decent, ethical, trustworthy, and patriots. I can stay for a fact because I was a detective and I work with all these police officers. I was a crime fighter who was a police officer who respects his oath of office and are not beholden to anyone but the Constitution of Jamaica and the people of Jamaica. The first set of police officers people are always afraid to talk about because it is in high on the touchy subject. And you will be penalized for speaking about it, which is true. So here we go. The LGBT, that's the lesbian, gays, bisexual, and transgender police officers, are members of the police force. Some of them are our neighbors, friends, co-workers, and family members. And when I read in the international and local media how Jamaica is a homophobic island, as a former detective constable, a police officer, I laugh at what they are reporting because it is not true. Jamaicans or the Jamaica police officers do not kill others because of their lifestyle, their sexual orientation, who they want to be. They don't do that. That is a straight up. And even the police hierarchy can, well, the white man from England, lesbian, even said that. And he's a white man from England. And England is pro LGBTQ plus. You understand what I'm saying? And he's denounced that there's no no truth to what they are reporting. But they still continue this lie. You understand? So it is this. It's not what I experienced growing up in Jamaica or when I was a police officer in the Jamaica Constabulary Force as a detective constable working at Unsway Police Station, Kingston 11, Jamaica. One of the most violent police area in Jamaica. It has always produced some of the most vicious, violent, and depraved killers. I have never met or knew any lesbians growing up in Jamaica, but I have personally lived beside a transgender or a gay guy for about 21 years, for his entire life. And anyone who knows him will treat him very well. Nobody treat him with disdain or scorn. None. And this is my personal experience. You understand? Whenever we had party over by my house, in my yard, he would dress up in the opposite sex clothing item and he would perform to the cheering crowd, my family and people in the community. We know that, which is predominantly my relatives and neighbors are people who live in the community. We never treat him different in any way. And he's my friend on Facebook, also his brother. We don't care what he's doing with his life. Once he's happy, and there were a lot of others when I was growing up, even in high school too. So this notion that we Jamaicans are homophobic or stuff like that is not true. Because if that being the case, every day they would kill these people, and we don't do that. This is just lies why people used to live there. So I don't know what kind of agenda they're spreading or what they're trying to achieve. But we cannot, these people are people who live with us. As I said, they are our neighbors, relatives, co-workers, and sometimes they are our friends. We don't care about what people do. That is just lie. So, I'm going to share, this is my personal experience. There are three former members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force who I have known personally from 1987. And I served with them and another one who was a member of my team. And they were all gays. We know that they are gays. Who care about them? Yes, and this is in Jamaica. We use a word that is a part of our dialect. We don't call them gays. We call them Batman. But hey, we don't care about that. That is their life. As any other culture in the world, people have their own thing. And, we use that. People will say degrading, but is that how it is or anything like? Just like how, you understand, people will say informer. In Jamaica, informer is a bad word. If people know that you're an informer, you understand. But nothing is wrong. We don't kill, Jamaican people don't kill these people because of that. That is a lie. You understand? So, let me tell you now. So, in 2014, unfortunately, the three men were killed in Jamaica in 1 year. These are all former police officers. They were killed in Jamaica. One was killed in February. His name is Peter Lewis. He's from St. Mary. He was killed in Montego Bay. He's from Port Antonio. Port Maria. He's my junior man. He was killed in February. The other one was killed in March. His name is Kirk Palmer. He used to be on my team at Unsolved. We all knew that Kirk. You understand? Kirk were both ways. You understand? And to give you a joke, but I'll tell you something later about Kirk. You understand? And the last one was killed in July. I spoke to him the Saturday before he went to Jamaica. His name is Hugh Manning. You understand? He's my senior man. And the reason why we were able to communicate is that he have a lot of respect for me because he told me that Kirk Palmer had told him that it was because of me why police officers who, when they found out that he was that kind of person, were receptive towards it. Because look, you have to understand that everybody, all of us, go through different periods of our life, and we don't care about what people. Most importantly, is that you are productive. And Kirk Palmer is one of the most hardworking detectives. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody wants to say about him. That is his thing. You understand what I'm saying? Never burn the fire upon him, and I don't believe in burning the fire on him. You understand? Or Peter Lewis or Hugh Manning. You understand? Even before Peter Lewis died, he had called me and asked me for money. Said one of his sons was working at one of the sandals in Jamaica, and his son drowned and all kind of stuff like that. So, that shows that Jamaican people will know these people. So all of these things in the media, I know it's a lie. You understand that these people are saying, but most people are afraid. I don't know for what she's speaking up for Jamaica. You understand what I'm saying? So the one that was killed in July was living in Atlanta, Georgia. And from the information received and obtained, he was killed by another man after they finished doing their thing in a motor car, and the killer left his DNA on the man's back. Yeah, the man I'm talking about is Hugh Manning, that they killed. And he was a police officer, good police officer, very intelligent man, and anything. Everybody would know from training school from October 1987 that this was his thing, and nobody never treated him anyway. You understand? Very intelligent guy. Even at one time, even although you understand what I'm saying, he's a man who believes in God, and he was even a preacher anyway, because he told me. I spoke to him on the phone. I spoke to Manning on the phone when he was at the airport at Miami en route to Kingston, Jamaica in 2014 July. He told me that my class captain for my squad, who is an active police officer, was in the airport with him at Miami. He did not tell me the name of the policeman who was on suspension from the police force he was going to visit in Jamaica. Listen to me again. You, Manning, did not tell me the name of the policeman who was on suspension from the police force he was going to visit. I do not know the name of the police officer he was visiting, but he told me that the man lived uptown near to the commissioner's office. That means the man lived near to the commissioner's police office. He was my friend, and his lifestyle was none of my business. He invited me and my family to visit him in Atlanta, Georgia, but we did not get the time to go. His murder is unsolved. The killer's semen that contained his DNA was left on the scene of the crime. It belongs to the killer and should be an easy case to solve. We have technology now, and so with this man DNA that left on the man's body, that's supposed to be easily solved. I don't know how is this case not solved as yet, and it's going 7 years. And we need justice for Manning, because he was a good guy, you know what I'm saying? And the person who killed him needs to be brought to justice. Why is that? Why is this case so hard? Why they covering it up? Who are they protecting? Who the police was protecting? You understand? I am not. I used to talk. I talked to the man even Saturday before he went to Jamaica from his 718 number. He has a New York number. You understand what I'm saying? The others were killing Montego Bay St. James, respectively. One of them is my junior man. That's his Peter Lowe's. The other member was a member of my team at Unsolved Police Station. Both of them are from Port Maria, St. Mary. The guy who was a member of my team was a very brave, if not one of the bravest, fearless, hardworking police officer I have ever worked with. And danger was irrelevant to him. Yeah, man, Kirk Palmer was a team player. Hey, trust me, a good police officer. You understand? He was a team player, and we treated him as such, and not any different. Not any different. You understand? On several occasions, we had to use deadly force to repel criminals. Palmer is a man in the zone at no time. Good police. You understand? We're not talking about, we don't care about what the man private like, that is his thing. You understand? Because the police here is infested with young men who do not see education as a means out of the ghetto. They see the guns, prison, or death. They do not value their lives or others. So I'm going to share, this is personal. You understand? To show all these liars about how Jamaicans hate gay people and we are homophobic. So this is my personal story. So I want you to listen and sit back. You understand? So sometimes in February 1998, sometime in February 1998 or thereabouts, the late Detective Constable Kurt Palmer, Rock Stevens, Bobby Reds, and myself went to Riverton City, Kingston 11. Let me repeat myself. This is not no made up story, or this is not anything to put anybody in any bad or good light. This is just the truth. So when the people in the international media in Jamaica saying that Jamaicans are homophobic and the police force is homophobic and this and that is just a lie. You understand? Period. We know that these people exist and we have to live, work with them. As I said before, some of them, they are friends, they are family members, they are neighbors, and they are colleagues, and some of them are our schoolmates. What we're going to do? So, as I said, sometime in February 1998, or thereabouts, the late Detective Constable Kirk Palmer, Rock Stevens, Bobby Reds, and myself went to Riverton City, Kingston 11, to apprehend gunmen who were a part of the Natty Morgan gang, and they came out of prison and was in a yard with guns. So the reason we were able to get this from control, these are people who live at Riverton City, you know. You understand? Crime infested area. So everywhere you go, you have good people in Jamaica. You know. If these people were supportive of gunmen, do you think that these people would call 119? In America, we say 919. Do you think these people would call 119 and tell the police that, hey, these four men, all of them in this yard, they have guns, and they're there cleaning up and planning to kill people? Do you think somebody would? And at that time, cell phone wasn't prevalent. So for somebody to leave there and make a telephone call to lift up the old, you remember the old time phone, and make that call to 119 to tell them that, yes, you know, these men are ruthless, hardened criminals that have a deep-seated hatred for the police, because only the police stand in their way of committing any crimes without consequences. Of all the police officers I work with, Bobby Reds is the man that I have always trusted with my life. Ethan Kirk and Rock, Ruben Gunter, Leslie Ashman, yeah, Bruce Dawn, rest in peace, Geta, yeah, Evan Blake too. Because we have been through a lot on the streets in this crime infested police area. And entering the yard, Bobby and I went to the left side of the house, and then we went to the right. As the late Kirk Palmer and Rock Stevens went to the side where the both of us left. And it was a barrage of gunshots, and Bobby and I could hear Kirk Palmer, the late Kirk Palmer, shouting out for help and telling us that he was shot. We were on the ground on the right side of the house and returned fire in direction of the men who were shooting at Kirk Palmer and Rock Stevens through the house, board house. I get what they say that. You understand? And a concrete house, board house. When the shooting subsided, Bobby Reds and I went around to where the other police officers were, and I saw Kirk Palmer, the late Kirk Palmer, lying on his back, bleeding from his chest with 5 holes. The blood was spraying like a pipe. Bobby and I took up his firearms off the ground. He had a shotgun and his 9mm pistol. And we applied pressure to his chest and placed it in the marked police car and told him to apply pressure to it. The driver, Rock Stevens, took him, Kirk Palmer, to the hospital for treatment for his chest injury, leaving Bobby and me in Riverton City without a portable radio. And we decided that we are going after the men who shot our team member, who is a gay police officer. So if we were homophobic, Kirk Palmer gets shot, we know he's gay. Why? Do we think that we take this personal? We wouldn't take it personal. So how they're saying that we are homophobic people? We're not. Because we see him as our brother. So we went after these guys, you understand? And at no time did we think about his sexuality, because that is not a part of his work requirement as a team member. The late Kirk Palmer survived that shooting. The next day, I, Detective Porter, was on the front page of the Jamaica Gleaner and other with the late Detective Tony White putting his hand on my my shoulder, consoling me because I was crying. And the reason why I was crying because after everything finished, and Bobby and I were run over a mile through the swamp to get this guy, and we were able to get one. And the reason why, because I know that when the last time I saw Palmer, I know that his chance of living was very slim. His chance of him surviving was very slim. So it affected me. Even Bobby cried. You understand what I'm saying? Because he's a team member. We live like brothers. If something happens to one, it happens to all the other. So this thing about homophobic is a lie. You understand what I'm saying? So, and Kirk Palmer was home on sick leave for Cooper. The hierarchy at Huntsville CIU knew that Kirk Palmer was a very brave, fearless, and good investigator. Yeah, he knew one thing with him, he knew his stuff. You cannot deny him that. Later, that same year, 1998 again, you understand? Detective Kirk Palmer was on patrol with Detective Corporal Ruben Gonza, who is an inspector of police now, when gunmen in Kingston 13 era shot both of them. Listen, Detective Kirk Palmer was on patrol with Detective Corporal Ruben Hunter when gunmen in Kingston 13 era shot them. So both police officers, two of them were on patrol in the night in this volatile area. It's like, trust me, it's a breeding ground for criminals. Kingston 13, 11, and 20. These people, majority of these people, they don't like education, they don't like school. All they want is gun to kill people. You understand? To kill them one another. So in 1 year, Kirk Palmer was shot twice. Both detectives survived their injuries. And the hierarchy at Huntley again, led by Detective Inspector Donovan Ox, Wanadale O'Connor, they took away the late Kirk Palmer's gun. Listen, both detectives, Kirk Palmer and Ruben Gonza, they survived the gunshot injuries that they received. You understand? And Ox, Detective Inspector Donovan Ox O'Connor, at the time he was a sergeant, but he was connected to Calf Walker, the late Calf Walker, and they took away Kirk Palmer's gun, thus forcing him to return to work earlier because he had no firearm. He had no firearm to protect himself. Imagine you were shot twice in the line of duty, protecting the people of Jamaica. And after you were shot twice in 1 year, the same police department take away your gun from you. Not that you have done anything illegal, but because they wanted to come back and work. So they don't care about you as a member of the police force. All they care about is what you can do. And Kirk Palmer was a workhorse. Good police, work hard. So when he returned to work, I helped him to apply for a transfer. Yes, even Miss Evans, the soap says that why I helped Palmer to apply for. And I told her that, because they treated him bad, you know what I'm saying? And he was transferred to St. James. The late Kirk Palmer, he went to St. James. And later on, he was arrested along with two other police officers for thieving. Yeah, unfortunately, Kirk was a hard-working police officer, but he was a thief too. But you understand. That was one of his shortcomings. I don't know how him do it, but he never thief around. You understand? So, I visited the man at the Freeport police station when he was jailed because we were teammates. I want to find out from him what happened. As usual, most people when they commit a crime and you ask them, they always say, I'm in and one excuse. He did not deny that what they said that he did, but he's not going to say that he's guilty. However, he was convicted for the offenses He was arrested and that he was arrested and charged, and they sent him to prison. He was dismissed from the police force because he was a convicted felon. He was convicted for his crime. On March 25th, 2014, the man who was killed in July the same year, Courtney Manning, you Manning, most people know that, called me on my cell phone and told me that Kirk Palmer was killed in Montego Bay, St. James. And he was crying on the phone to me. Because he was hurt. It's like losing a brother to him. I don't know, he was crying. You know, and it really, really hurt him. I was really shaken up too because we worked together for years, and you understand what I'm saying? We've been through a lot. I was working on the street in Jamaica. After a while, you develop this camaraderie. You understand where you look out for one and the other person look out for you, and you understand what I'm saying? And that time, being police officer and anything, loyalty is very paramount. Nobody don't care about money. A man does care about protecting your life. But now the police force is different. So that type of policing was really, really nice. Then a man don't care about what you want to do. The only thing, like for me now, I was me and Ruben Gunter warranty. One thing, why you can't tell us about thief and anything. That's a fact. We ain't in a thieving thing. You can't call you and tell us about rob nobody and anything. You understand? So the person who killed him, the person who killed Kirk Palmer, Kirk Palmer, from information received out of one of the Jamaican media, is that he was killed by one of his lovers, who is of the same sex. So when I love a killing, I can categorically say that the information is being fed by the international media are lies about Jamaicans are homophobic in Jamaica. They do not kill people because of who they sleep with or people that are sleeping with others. Most of the times when someone who is gay is killed in Jamaica, it is always by someone intimate with them. Because Jamaican people do not care about people's lifestyle. The lyrics in the music by the entertainers are popular with the people. It is the same thing that they sing about police and people who report crimes to them. Although the musicians would use certain slang in their music, it is a part of the culture. In the song, as the same as Informer for Dead, which the government kill victims and witnesses of crime, but not gays. So the same DJ, they are DJ in that say, kill Batman and Informer for Dead. But the only thing and them hate the police, but the only thing from the music, the culture itself, when they come on to advocating killing of people, the only people that these people are putting their practice and killing are really the people, the victims of crimes and witnesses of crimes. They are not killing these people, the gay people that they are singing about. They're just doing that because it makes the people them feel good. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of these so-called bad men today are gays. So this thing that they say that the music that is not true. And guess what? How comes would I like to have a lobby group to lobby against, you understand, killing informer and witnesses? You understand? And ban all DJ and everything there from traveling because that is the thing that killing our people in Jamaica, the informer thing. You understand? That's why the killers, the murderer, them not stop. Look how much people them killed this year in Jamaica already. I got 200 and today is the 7th of February. That is what we would have liked if them get banned for, you know what I'm saying? You understand? Let them get banned for that. So we want an informer coalition, international worldwide, to protect victims of crimes and witnesses. So that is my experience growing up in Jamaica. Presently, I'm talking today. Presently, there are lots of gazetted police officers who are in the police force who are gays. A lot. I don't know. I don't know. That's why they kill man in anything. You understand? Because of in I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? But the person who kill him, they know. You understand? And from information which I don't know because I wasn't in Jamaica, so I can't say. You understand? But I am just saying from what I am my experience. So there are a lot of gazetted police officers and rank and file members in the Jamaica Concern Force. And they are known to others. And no one bothers them. Any Jamaica who do not know a lesbian, a gay, a bisexual, and a transgender need to check themselves because all of us growing up there will see them every day. Some of them are our neighbors, friends, family members, co-workers. Jamaican police do not kill people because they are gays. Their lovers always do it. So we need to, and if Jamaica was a homophobic country, come, now let's go back to when Sierra was alive. There was this black man in a way. Everybody in Jamaica, and it was, they make even music that this man was a big batty man. At 4 times, the Jamaican people then elect him to office, you know. And this man never have a wife nor a girlfriend. Everybody say him that. So if Jamaica was a homophobic country, why they would they elect a man there? Even the white man, Siaga, the white man who was running against him. And the man say him a jealous and him have baby and this young baby. And the people them vote for the other man. So we are not homophobic. Because the Jamaican people them not business about that. That is a lie. So you just want to use it. Oh yeah. Or them elect a man like that and them say my woman. Yeah, Jamaican people in the business with that. Them think they are just made up, mythical thing. So here we move on now to the licky police officers. Yeah, man, the licky police officers are the one who tax even the vendors, the cigarette vendor, the juice man who are selling their wares to make a decent living for themselves and their families. These police officers are like parasites to the people who they should be serving. When they are at work or not, they have no ethical standards, no morality, and no decency. And you will see them sitting on stools at people's stalls, looking to get anything from the vendors or customers. They have no loyalty to the police force or the oath of office. And they don't care about maintaining the law. And they enjoy working at cell blocks, taking contrabands to the inmates. And some of them have set up business at the cell block too, where they sell weed, um, soap. Some of them even sell clothes. Police even sell even like Walkman to criminal over there. Believe you me. I tell you understand. Them police have lucrative business over a cell block. Lucrative, money, crazy money. And they are the ones that supply information to the criminals. And their loyalty is what is in it for them. They don't care. Then you have the beggy police officer. Why? The beggy police officers are dangerous. And some of them have no ethics, conscience, honesty, or shame at all. Let me remind you, you have the beggy police officers who are dangerous, and some of them have no ethics, honesty, conscience, or shame at all. Their minds are super depraved. They are unconscionable and have no standards at all. They beg anyone in their police area. They beg them rum, bread, bulla, bully beef, saltfish, or anything. And they take it on the poor people and the business people who sometimes have to be hiding from them. Yes, you have police that when business people see a police vehicle coming in, especially if they know that it's a certain vehicle that policeman drive, police, they're not seeing to talk to them in the car. They know that they're gonna get taxed. You understand? Especially during holiday period. Some of the licky police would drink out of the same rum glasses that someone else at a bar is drinking. irrespective of the person IG. That's all these police officers are. There are a lot of them when I was serving. These police officers are in the same category as the licky licky police officers, but they operate in a different sphere where they will go low to get what they want. They are not workers, so it is not bribing them, but it can be construed that they are committing a crime because they are doing so by using their office as a police officer to beg, and they have no loyalty to be out of office. They will give away their colleagues' home addresses, mode of transport, and places they frequent. They are spies within the police force. That's why beggy police officers are dangerous. Then you have these kind of police now, the waste of police officers are the ones who see no evil, hear no evil, and doesn't enforce the law of Jamaica. Let me remind you, the waste of police officers are the ones who see no evil, hear no evil, and does not enforce the laws of Jamaica. All they care about is the 25th of the month when it's pay time. That's all these police officers do. They do not do any police work at all. And they think that the lawbreakers love them because they are seen as cool police officers who are considered the people's police officers. Yeah, because these police officers, they also people committing crime and they don't care. It's not their business. You understand what I'm saying? You see, even boys with guns, or they would see them committing crime and they just pretend like they don't see and they just along it. So they will say, yeah, I live more a good police. You understand what I'm saying? Until they rob and beat him and gun butt him. You understand what I'm saying? So, that's how it is. So, these police officers are considered the people police. But what they do not know is that they are a liability to themselves, the communities, and the police force as a whole. They never know anything about policing. Nothing. These police officers, they have never, ever even been to court. They don't even know to write up a number and information. Or to take the oath of, or to swear themselves at court. They do everything. They don't do no police work. You understand? Anytime somebody comes to make a report, he's the first one to go to the bathroom. And he tries his best to make sure that anything that he's doing, he's not doing any following up on it. And for him to do any follow-up, they have to give him time. And he's not going to do anything. Then you have the educators. These are the police who are always going to school. They don't know any police work. They don't even know to collect a statement. They don't know no police work. Educators, we call them degree police. Degree police. And I don't see what contribution they have made to the police force. More that they are more. They are educated. And they are not better than the old police. Like me. I wasn't a degree. I didn't have a degree. Not even a high school diploma when I was police. And I know I'm smarter than most of these people. And yet still, I have left my footprint in the police force. Because the bicycle that police riding, it's me. It was my creation, me and a district councilor named Bobby Red. You understand? It was no educate, no degree police. So you understand? Degree police they are lazy, they are cowards, and they are inexperienced police officers who have done little or no police work during their police career. Let me tell you again. The degree police who are the educators, they are lazy, they are cowards, inexperienced police officers who have done little or no police work during their careers. Their job is to go to school and accumulate certifications in various disciplines. Yeah. What a fucking degree have to do with policing? It's not like the police, unless it's, I don't even think they have a police training school anymore where people go to the mess hall to get food. Why somebody in the police force with a degree and they getting promotion because they have a degree in cooking? Really? You just start a cook show, man. You have to turn up policing. Why the amount of law we have in the police force? The Jamaica Constabulary Force suppose it can have its own law firm, and Jamaica Constabulary Force law firm. You understand? The amount of LLB people and all kind of these people in the police force. And none of that, these people, you never see them in court yet. And it has nothing to do with policing, but everything to do with educating these police officers. And most of them have never even know how to start an investigation, even an assault OBM. You know, for instance, a man beat up a woman. These police don't even know to collect the statement and the points to prove the offense, to submit it, to arrest and charge somebody and submit this file to court. But yet, still, you know, they're telling you that they need an educated police force. You understand? And the educated police force, these computer degree police, they are not making things better. They're dunce and lazy. I can tell you that. Show me one educated police, one of these degree police who have created an impact on the police force that is more relevant today than what I have done in my career as a detective. I did not have a high school diploma. I did not have a degree then or anything like that. And I have created an impact on the police force. And I have left my footprint there. Show me what any of these degree police have. Show me what they have done. All they have done is taken up space and call themselves station manager and listen and all kind of stupidness. Now you have reception area. Like it's somewhere where you come and you just come cool. Madness. Change it from guard room. All these little fancy names. Like you understand what I'm saying? They don't know how to start an investigation of a shooting, visiting the scene, talk with witness, and collect statements from the scene of the crime, of these crimes. These are the people who stay in their office most of the time with air condition. And as they go to work, they take off their top and put on bush jacket. You understand? They do not engage in doing police work. And most of the time, they are ignorant to policing, and their qualification have nothing to do with policing. The police force has more PhD and attorney at laws than any other organization in Jamaica. It is like a mini university, and they have not contributed anything to the police force, but to sit in office and get big and fat like pigs. That's why they call them big shoulders, man, because most of them, they join the police force and they just get big like pigs. All they do is sit down and eat and talk on the phone and watch TV inside there. So then now you have the political activist police officers. Yeah, we have a lot of them in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. But right, you understand. Right now, you can see it right now. Not only the activist policing, but the coloring of the police vehicles. So, you know, so the coloring of the police light, yeah. So they're showing, you know, this government, you know, is showing it. It's not the Jamaica Constabulary Force anymore. You know. It's the Jamaican Labor Force. So it's because everything for policing has green, which is a political color. We know that in Jamaica. You understand? We know green is a political color and orange is a political color in Jamaica. Why would you want the police vehicle them to have green? We're not in Britain and anything, but you're trying, you know, it's psychologically, you know, you're putting it in the people, them in the PMP community that this is not your policing, you know, this is our police, call them a labor police. The police force should be neutral. It's supposed to be, we have a white police vehicle them, we undercover vehicle them, and we black vehicle them. We bike them should be black. Why are the police green helmet for? You understand? To point their arm that people can see that they are police, they kill them easily. You know, this color thing, it is wrong. The police vehicle should not have a green. You know, so the political activist police officers are very dangerous police officers. Their oaths are not to the Constitution of Jamaica. I have served the Jamaica Constabulary Force for 17 years, 3 months, and 3 days. And listen, and about 99.6%, members of the Jamaican Constabulary Force I have served with have openly expressed their support for the PMP LGBTQ plus party in Jamaica and not the laws of Jamaica. Their allegiance is to a political party especially in which these members try to recruit me in their mission of making the police force a PMP police force. So when I was there, what these people were trying to create was a PMP police force. You see, because of all those things that they have done tried before, now, you see, the GLP government, you see what them do? Them turn it in a Jamaica labor force because everything is green, All of the police vehicles are green. So you don't have to hack, the commissioner of police, you don't have to ask. He's the biggest political activist in our police force because he was the prime minister, Saint Andrew Holiness, the man who see no evil, hear no evil. He's one of the biggest activists, criminals in Jamaica. And his commissioner of police is a Labour, right? So we don't have a neutral, we don't have a commissioner of police that we can say, yeah, why we don't know East was. We know that Major Anthony Anderson is a big Labour, but you have to understand that he's looking out for the interests of the people uptown. That's where he lives and his wife and kids. So they have nothing to say. You think if we have like a bigger Ford, we know that after Sierra they lose the election in 1989 and bigger Ford is at the front page of the Green and the next day with it kissing the year and everything and everybody. Bigger Ford, everybody know now so bigger Ford a big time PMP. You think in a Labour government, you think they would get no, they money there. Because they might say, yeah, bigger Ford, we know say a big PMP police and everything there. You understand? But we have a commissioner of police now. But we know say, hey, this neutral thing, Jamaica, we're done with that and everything there. We in a power, we want we Labour right man at the top. PMP set the trend, so the Labour right them follow. The only thing that the Labour right has done now is that they have changed the colour of the police vehicle and they are showing you, hey, this is still a police force and a Jamaica police force. You understand? So, in the 1990s when I was stationed at Craftsville Police Station, Clarendon, was the first time in my career that police officers have ever made it known where their allegiance was. It was not to the Constitution, but to the PMP party. Then, and some of these police officers were like spies at the police station. They would give the member of parliament information about police officers doing their jobs as police officers. They were arrested and charged in PMP supporters for breaking the laws of Jamaica. These people were violent, who would commit various crimes against fellow Jamaicans. And they should not be arrested for their crimes because they are PMP supporters. So you have police officers in the police force who believe that because someone is a supporter of the PMP party, when I was serving in it, that because they are supporters of the PMP party, why these people must not be accountable for their crimes because they are PMP, so they have a different level and standard when how to enforce the law. I wasn't like that. Our arrest warrants were at the police station dated back to the 1980s. These people were known to the police officers. That means these are arrest warrants that's there for these people, put their names on it, and they are known to the police officers at Craftsville Police Station and still they weren't arrested and charged for their crime. And I was one of the police officers who was executing the warrants on them. And the other is the late Inspector Lifeguard. Both of us were transferred because we weren't making any political party bids, but enforcing the laws of Jamaica. And police officers at the same time were instrumental in getting the most corrupt police commissioner to transfer me and Lightscott to St. Elizabeth and Manchester, respectively. Yes, the most illiterate and corrupt commissioner of police, Roy Thompson. Throughout the years, you would see politics influencing police operation, especially one place. There was a special place in Jamaica where police operation, you can know that. You understand? And it's Tivoli Garden, Kingston, which is a PMP, which is not a PMP stronghold, it's a GAP stronghold. Christopher Port, I have no problem with the police conducting intensive operation in Tivoli Gardens, Kingston. Let's be clear again. I have no problems with the police conducting intensive operation in Tivoli Gardens, Kingston. Still, The police force should have shown the same zeal when it comes to Matches Lane, Arnett Gardens, Jungle, that's where I'm from, Jonestown, East Kingston, and PMP Stronghold Garrison in the corporate area. This is a place that the PMP party, when they are in power, used to sway the voters to show that this is the haven for gunmen when they are going, the PMP gang, the Klansman in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, to become a monster that has become too big for the country. So, when the police, anytime it's coming down close to election, what the police force have been doing over the years, they would raid Tivoli guys and then they shoot out with them as gunmen. But they would never do that in jungle. But even right now, you don't even see the police, doing any police work like it's really police work. It seems like everything is all political. You understand what I'm saying? So the main reason why we have a JLP activist in Major Anthony Anderson as the Commissioner of Police and the police force has no one to blame but themselves, because for nearly 2 decades the police force was the legal arm of the PMP Lgbtq plus party. The police force since 2 decades, they are the ones who were responsible for enforcing the agenda of the party by targeting their enemies and allow their cronies to grow their criminal empire. So what goes around comes around. And if the police force were administering the laws of Jamaica as they should have been doing, we would not have a soldier as the commissioner of police. So we have nobody to blame why the police force is being politicized, because the PMP has done it for years, and nearly 2 decades. So they've done it, so the labor writers said, all right, well, it's our turn, we're going to do it. So you're going to have a political force in Jamaica. So now you have the bad mind police officers. Yeah. Some people will be like, what is he talking about? What's a bad mind police? There's a police officer who is jealous of other police officers. And there are a lot of them in the police force. And they are the news carriers. And they are the propagandists. Yes, you have police officers who are propagandists here. You understand what I'm saying? In the police force. They know how to destroy other police officers' career by linking them to other people who they think is getting money from them, or someone who is their friend, or someone they want to be friendly. So they paint the person as a corrupt individual. The PMP government appointed the late Colonel Macmillan as Commissioner of Police, who was the epitome of bad mind. Yes, the late Colonel Trevor Macmillan was the epitome of bad mind. The man hated, the man jealous of police officers who were living in good communities, marrying rich women, and the police officers' children going to good school. The man who was accused of fraud was transferring and getting rid of police officers in the force who have served with honor, courage, and commitment. And then he would send some of these police officers who he could not dismiss to Never Never Land or Never Never Division. The other bad mind police officers are the one who watch what kind of clothes you wear, how much time you change your clothes, the colognes that you wear, the car you drive to work, where you live, and the woman or woman in your life are where live or where and who you socialize with on weekends. They are conspiracy theorists, and they know more about you than you know about yourself. And at times, you would hear things that is out of this world, that you begin to wonder if these people are living in the real world. Here's how these police officers display and operate their bad mind, envious, and grudgeful ways in them. They would see a young man driving an expensive, high-end, or the latest motor vehicles. In their thick skull, they do not believe that the young person should be driving such a vehicle. After all, they do not look like they are from uptown or the clothes they are wearing, as an office boy, someone who is educated and they're, working in one of these high-rise buildings in New Kingston. And the police will pull them over because they have the powers to do so under the Road Traffic Act. Main culprits, Detective Inspector Donovan Ox, one of the O'Connor, and former Assistant Commissioner of Police Derek Arsmouth, Clappy, Cowboy Knight, were some of the main suspects who would do this to young people in Jamaica. Their tactic is, if the driver is not the person whose name is on the registration and insurance, or their address doesn't match the same, then they would seize the vehicle and tell the driver that the owner need to come to the police station to claim their vehicle. Their action is not legal, but it blurs the line so that they can do it. And they would suggest that the owner is involved in drug dealing. When the owner turns up at the police station, they would take them into their office and start to interrogate them. Ask them where they get their money to buy their vehicles, if it's none of their business, and ask them, the background information that has nothing to do with them. People have privacy and people personal life is none of their business. And if they refuse, and when they realize now that the person, income or where they live, they cannot afford such vehicle, then they would try now to use their tactic for them to pay them, for them to release the vehicle, unless they receive a directive that comes from the fact that they must release the vehicle. As for me, most people, I would tell them to get a lawyer. And especially like Tom Tavares, Vince Nag, Valrinita Robinson, and come with them to the police station. Police where these lawyers, Tom Tavares, Vince and Valrinita, because these people, they know what they're for. Bert Samuels, he's too much of an, his stuff, but he's too much of an anti-police. So, I don't really mess with him. When something like that happens, the best thing to do is to get an attorney to deal with them, because they do not like to deal with lawyers. These policemen are extortionists at best. They use imaginary gun and take people's things. So then now you have the thief in police officers. Yes, let me repeat it. The thief in police officers are the ones that are the most dangerous police officers. I hate them with a passion because they rob the same people and sometimes kill them. The people who they are tasked to protect, their lives and property. These police officers will rob the citizens of their properties, legal and illegal, and they will take their life. I am telling you for a fact that these happen. These are the same police officers who would send their squaddies, their police colleague, to rob their friends who they know to have drugs or other properties to rob them. And I have heard about it several times. Most of these police officers are robbers. Their specialties are drugs. These police officers operating in the capacity as police officers are robbing drug dealers who they should be arresting and charging them with drugs dealing. But instead of arresting them, they are robbing them. And have been doing so and using their officers, police officers, to rob drug dealers and pretend as if they are operating in the capacity as police officers. But they are robbers. There are a lot of them in the police force when I was there. And I know that they are still there. They will rob the drug dealers of their drugs and money. Then these police officers would in turn sell the same drug to another drug dealer for less than the market value of the drugs to the other. What the drug dealers who are buying the drugs from these police officers do not know that these police officers are not their friends, but criminals too. And they should not be buying the drugs from these police officers. And they should know that criminals have no loyalty or fealty to anyone but themselves. And they are always right. Anytime they know of their friends involved in a nefarious activity, drug dealing, these same police officers, they would send their friends, their police colleagues, to rob their friends. Listen to what I'm saying. You have police officers who have friends who are involved in drugs or other illegal activities in which they are a part of it, and they would send their friends, their police friends, to rob the same person. And after they have succeed in a robbery, then the same thief in police officer who is friends with the victim who got robbed would become the negotiators with the robbers and their so-called friends when they are the architect of the operation. So you have to understand, these police officers, they are friends with people who commit crimes. And they pretend that they are friends with these people. Yeah, they are friends because all of them, they share one thing. They are all criminals. And they know where the people are, their drugs are, illegal things are, whatever. And they will tell their police friend to go there, raid it, and take whatever they have there. And then they know, then they will go back to their friend and tell them that, I find out the police officer's name and stuff, and I'm going to talk to them. And if you want to talk to them and try to get it back and stuff like that, when he is the real architect of the robbery. That's how they work. At times, these police officers play the role of hitmen and kill other criminals for money. They would use illegal guns to commit these murders, as you would have read what happened with the police officers from Unsolved and Denton police station. They were arrested and charged with murders after their colleagues caught them with the murder weapons in the getaway cars. It happened in St. Thomas and it happened in Clarendon. It's because when the police, stop in these cars, the first thing they're gonna say, identify themselves as police officers. And most of the time, police officers, because these are police officers, they are police officers. They are not gonna search them or anything, but because of the information that they receive, this is the car, and these are the amount of men. They know that although these men inside the car, they are police officers in there and other men, they know that they are criminals, so they are not supposed to take any charge. And that's how they recover these guns from these murderers. So here's one of my experience with a chief in police officer who used to work at Unsolved. This is I'm sharing something very personal. One Friday in the 1990s, I was at the gas station at Crossroad, which is at the corner of Arthur Tree Road and Eureka Avenue, washing the unmarked police motorcycle. When I saw a police officer stationed at Unsolved police station at the time, he walked into the business establishment and greeted me. The man who was the manager and owner of the car wash urinated his pants. Let me repeat. The man who was the owner, the manager of the car wash, urinated his pants and seeing the policeman and freezes. The man could not. The man just stand at the same place and he just pee up himself. You understand? And we exchanged pleasantry, and the police officer left. Porter, that was one of the men who robbed the cigarette shop I was operating. The other two men said that he, the policeman that just left, should leave me alone after they tied me up. But he wanted to kill me, he said. Later, the police officer was placed on an identification parade, and he said that he could not point him out because the man had ties with Tivoli Gardens. The man who saved his life from being killed was another police officer I went to school with, and he's from Tivoli Garden. This is the other police officer. He's from Tivoli Garden. Fortunately for the man, the same police officer was later dismissed from the police force, was killed in the same man's club at Linstead, St. Catherine. So the man, the police officer, who years ago wanted to kill, after he committed a robbery, wanted to kill this man, ended up at the man's club in Linstead, and he was killed by someone in the club. And he had an illegal gun on him at the time of his death. The same ex-police officer, he's an ex-police officer then, and he had an illegal gun on him when he was killed. That's why they are dangerous, because of their depraved mind and lack of respect for the hours of office. And they are criminals in uniform. The police officer that was killed, ex-police officer that was killed, he was buried in Wakefield. He used to be at Eradication Squad. He was stationed at Maypen. We used to work at Maypen too, and then at Unsolved. I am not going to call. I can name the police officer's name, but both of them are dead. So I am not going there. The crime fighters. The crime fighters have several enemies. And their main enemies are especially police officers and not criminals. Let me remind you, the crime officers, the crime fighters have several enemies, and their main enemies are police officers and not criminals. The thieving police officers are always planning their demise, conspiring with criminals against them. He is continuously disrupting some of their criminal activity. The good part about him is that he cannot be bought because he loves his job and respect his oath of office and the people he has sworn to protect. At times, the thieving police officer would provide information to the crime fighter, and is a way to get him in a bind legally. They will use various tactics by pretending to be your friend, asking you to give their cronies a break, and in return they will provide you with information that would lead to bigger things in the criminal underworld, and it's not true. You must use your instinct to survive, because they are not your friends, but your enemies. Because they are criminals in uniform. Here are the names of a few crime fighters who has impeccable character. Ivan O. Thompson. Detective Ivan O. Thompson. The man who is responsible for arresting and charged two of Jamaica's most wanted men. Wayne Smith, O.C. Sandahan, from Waterhouse, Kingston 11, and Nathaniel Morgan from Seaview Gardens, Kingston 11. He's one of the best detectives who thieving and political activist police officers hated. There is a man who did not have one thieving police officer in his list. Not one. There are several crime fighters that the Jamaican public do not know about, because they are not involved in the music or drug industry. So you won't hear their names in any song. Man like Tom Levine, detective, Tom Levine, stalwart police officer, John Guards, Douglas Guthrie, the late Sidney Purdy, schoolboy who's from Jonestown, Kingston, and Purdy used to work in St. Catherine. At one time he was at Huntsville. The late Sergeant Lynn, who's from Jonestown, Kingston, and was killed near Dovecroft, St. Catherine. These are police officers who are decent, hardworking, and meticulous. And later came detectives like Reuben Gunter, Evan Blake, Norman Sticky American, Winston Hunt, Albert Henry, Detective Inspector Lynn, the son of the late Sergeant Lynn. Those of who know police officer who's deserving of the titles, go ahead and insert it in the comments below. Thanks for watching and listening to the Jamaican Young Police channel, where you'll get nothing but the truth about our beloved Jamaican Constabulary Force. Like the video, share it, and subscribe. Have yourself a beautiful day. Peace.